channel.
In their native lands, they are legends. Johan Cruyff of the Netherlands and Giorgio Chinaglia of Italy. Today, these two, among the greatest soccer players in the world, collide in the capital city of the United States. Chinaglia, whom you see here breaking the all-time league record for goal scoring, leads the mighty Cosmos of New York, with World Cup stars of half a dozen nations in their lineup against the Washington Diplomats. An all-time record Washington soccer crowd is expected to see Cruyff display his artistry for the home team. Cruyff, considered by many to be the greatest player in the world today. It's a classic matchup. If Chinaglia scores today, it'll be his 500th career goal. Cruyff, scoreless this season, is on the spot. They're a long way from home, but if their friends could see them now.
If they could see me now, that old game of mine. I'm eating fancy chow and drinking fancy wine. I crackle stumble bombs to see more of that. The kind of top drawer, first rate charm, I attract. All I can say is
This ABC
Sports Exclusive is brought to you by the 1980 Volkswagen Rabbit, Scirocco, and the new Jetta. Volkswagen does it again. By Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. And by the folks at your Sears Tire and Auto Center, where you can depend on straight talk, good values, and satisfaction. Help keep your car going at Sears.
The largest crowd ever to see a soccer game in the city of Washington is gathering in RFK Stadium to see the Washington Diplomats take on the mighty New York Cosmos. Okay, here's Horvath with the corner kick. Powerful left foot shot. That's headed towards the goal. It's in! Johan Cruyff has scored his first goal of 1980, and the Diplomats are out in front.
Oh, that was an incredible header from Cruyff, because when he went up for that ball, I could see he was going to get it, but he didn't cock his body at all. He didn't seem to hit it hard. They called something.
That assures us of one tremendous afternoon coming up, I'll guarantee it, because the Cosmos don't lie down. Here's this set play, I think.
Well, we'll take a look at the corner now. Cruyff goes up and meets it beautifully. Yes, there is a player standing right in front of Birkenmeyer, and presumably blocking his sight there, although, of course, there's no such call as blocking the sight. The call would be offside.
They have now called it back. They called it offside.
It's Alan Green standing there. Now you'll see the corner comes over, the goalkeeper goes out. Alan Green is the only player in front of the goalkeeper there, and he's presumably blocking his side, and he's also offside. The call, of course, is offside against Alan Green.
And that was a late offside call, I'll tell you.
Well, there's an argument going on there between Torres Kubricin and Johan Cruyff. Now, Johan Cruyff is known.
Somebody else?
Well,
there's Johan Cruyff.
Okay, thank you very much, Jim. Johan, I know you must be terribly disappointed to have to sit out.
Yeah, well, I started already injured, like you knew. I didn't play last week, so we took a try today. Went well, first, let's say the first 20 minutes. And then when I took the ball away here from Carlos, I pulled it again.
Will it keep you out not only today, but next week, do you think?
I don't know, I have no idea. We just wait and see what the doctor says, and it's the only thing what we've got to wait for now.
Well, you gave it a heck of a go while you were in there.
Yeah, well, there are a few things which I don't understand too well either. One is that he takes away 2 penalty kicks here. He gave 1, but he took away 2, and I don't know the reason. And the goal, why he disallowed that one, you know, no idea at all.
Well, they now say Alan Green was offside. But,
how's the possible offside?
Okay, thank you, Johan. All right, let's go back upstairs.
Here come the Cosmos again, deeper. Here comes Green all by himself. He's going to have a shot. And deflected by the goalie, but it goes in anyway. It started to spin over the end line, then took a reverse spin, but wait a minute. They're calling it.
I think
no goal.
The linesman says the goalkeeper was impeded as that ball came across. And I think if we've got a replay, I think we'll see pretty clearly that he was impeded.
Oh, now we got a little pushing and shoving.
Well, that's amongst the Washington players.
Yeah.
There's the ball that sprang Alan Green loose. Now here comes Birkenmeyer. Alan Green gets there first. He makes his shot. Now then, as that ball is bouncing there, that is evidently where the foul was called.
Well, certainly the goalie was not impeded by...
No, it wasn't the goalkeeper. It was Durgan who was pushed in an attempt to get to that ball.
Yeah, the goalkeeper was not impeded at all.
The goalkeeper was clean on that.
Well, that's the second goal disallowed today against Washington. And that was a tough one. But it certainly did appear that Durgan might have been taken down.
Well, we've still got a bit of a discussion going on with the linesman, of course, who made the call.
Fabio Rusci absolutely furious, beside himself. Woo! Now we got somebody down.
Well,
it's an official down.
Now, how he got on the floor.
I hope nobody hit him.
Well, I don't know why else he would be on the
Oh,
ground.
wait a minute. It was a fan. We are told that a fan rushed on the field and punched the linesman. That's really bad stuff.
It's really bad stuff for Washington because that could cost them the game, even if they win it.
That's right. The home team in soccer is responsible for the behavior not only of its team, but of its fans.
For security. This is Alan Green on his break again. Here he goes. He gets clear of everybody. Birkenmeier, the goalkeeper, will come into your picture on the right in a minute. He's got to come out. Alan Green gets it past him. Birkenmeier stumbling. There's the shot. Birkenmeier just tips it. Now, two players. Durgan is the defender, running for the ball here as they come in from the left there. And the story is that he was taken out of the play by the attacker there. I can't see who that is. I think it's Mokajoa.
I guess they would argue that Mokajoa was going for the ball with his head.
Yes.
There's Alan Green, who thought he had a goal. Now, it's linesman Gordon Arrowsmith, senior linesman, who was down.
There's the linesman, very much on his feet. Oh, he's hit on the head by a rock. A rock or a stone is thrown out of the crowd that hit him right on the head. And believe me, that is very bad news for Washington.
It is the very cheapest thing that somebody can do as a spectator at a game, and I must say that the North American Soccer League generally has been remarkably free of that. A lot of this happens in Europe.
It's the first time I've ever seen it here,
But
Jim.
very, very seldom do you get that kind of bad sportsmanship from the people who attend games in this country. It's absolutely true.
Well, it is such a shame.
There's Arrowsmith with some ice on his head.
Let's see what Birkenmeier thought of this last play. Here he sees Green coming towards him, and he's got to go out to meet him. Here he comes to meet him. Green is going to push the ball past him, and in fact he's beaten on this play. And as Green shoots, Birkenmeier just manages to get a little touch of that ball.
Now watch this. Watch right here as these two players will come into the
Durgan
picture.
running in here. Durgan running in. Mokajoa running in. The story is that the foul was on Durgan. Now, I think Washington have cause for complaint.
I do too. I think he was going for the ball.
There wasn't much contact, and what there was legitimate.
Certainly looked like Mokajoa was going for the ball with his left foot.
I didn't see any intent on the part of Mokajoa to take Durgan out of the play there. But, of course, what happened while all that was going on was, you see, he's getting the ball free, and he's going to get off his shot, but his shot is immediately smothered by Birkenmeier right on top of the ball. And considering that he was shaken up barely 5 minutes ago, that's quite a remarkable play.
All right, let's make it crystal clear. It's not over yet. We're going to go to the shootout, and you will see it live here at RFK Stadium in Washington. The crowd, 53,000 and more. Wide world of sports still to come this afternoon. Standing by at our studio in New York, Frank Gifford. Frank, how do you like this? Let's go to him.
Jim, I've been watching it. It is really a barn burner going on. The shootout coming up, and of course,
Frank, here we are live again before the 53,000 and more in RFK Stadium. Now, here's how the shootout works. Each coach must select 5 of his players and put them in a list in the order in which they will shoot and present it to the referee. Each of those 5 players takes a shot, the teams alternating. If at the end of 5, one team has scored on more of those attempts than the other, it's all over. If they haven't, then you go to 1 player apiece for each team. It'll look very much on the scoreboard like extra innings in baseball. And as soon as one team goes ahead, then the shootout will be over. At the moment, a brief intermission before the shootout begins. It's been an afternoon of great joy for Washington management, seeing the crowd here, but of great frustration for the Washington team, which has played awfully well and has had at least 2 goals taken away from them that could have gone the other way. One certainly looked like it should have gone the other way.
Yeah, I must say, Jim, I'm a little disappointed in a way that the game wasn't resolved in regulation time or overtime, because I think certainly Washington had the chances to put it away, and they must feel awfully upset that they weren't able to do it. Now we go to the shootout, and frankly, at this point, you can forget about what's happened before. This is anybody's game now. This is a momentary thing. Each 5 seconds that comes along that the player has to put the ball into the net, that can decide the game. You can forget about what these teams did for 90 minutes plus those 15 minutes of overtime.
There's Johan Cruyff. He still won't go home. They threw him out of the game, but he's sitting in the stands.
I'm a little puzzled as to why he's not on the bench, is he?
I don't think so. Let's go down to Byrne on the field.
Okay, Jim, I'm standing with a very tired Giorgio Canaglia. You look a little bushed.
I think everybody was tired. It was, 100 degrees on the field. All the players, they give their best. It wasn't a nice game, but, what can you do?
Do you feel, Giorgio, in any sense, fortunate to be in the shootout? Do you think Washington may have outplayed you today?
Washington had the better opportunities. We are a little bit fortunate today.
once again, we are at that point where the league's leading scorer of all time is not going to participate in the shootout. Is that correct?
Well, I'm in the second round if you get the second round, you know.
Okay, Giorgio, thank you. Let's go back to Jim and Paul.
That's true. Giorgio doesn't have much confidence in himself in the shootout, does he?
Oh, I think that's a very interesting point, because the fact of the matter is that the shootout is to some extent an artificial concoction, and a player who can score good goals and great goals, which Canario has scored during the normal course of the game, cannot necessarily do well in the shootout, and Giorgio knows this.
Let's say it straight out. You don't like the shootout.
I'm not too keen on it.
There are those who do, however, and of course the main idea is to resolve the issue.
Well, there's a man who's going to be instrumental in this, and of course he was hurt in the game, and in fact, as the overtime ended, he was holding an ice pack to his left arm.
Standing by for Wide World of Sports coming up next, right after the shootout. And as we said, the shootout will end within a matter of minutes. It can't go any longer. Then when one team gets ahead, after if it goes any more than 5. It can end sooner than that. Carlos Alberto, number 5, had a great shootout goal in the playoffs 2 years ago. An absolutely marvelous goal in a long, long game against Minnesota. Minnesota had killed the Cosmos in the first game out in Minneapolis. And then the Cosmos won the second game. They went to the so-called mini game, and then they went to sudden death. Then they went to a shootout. And it was the last man, Carlos Alberto here, who did a real fancy move where he bounced the ball off his knee and then
he has his own method of doing it, and that is that he flicks the ball up in the air and bounces it. Now, at that point, the goalkeeper has all sorts of problems, because if he comes running out, Carlos Alberto is going to lob it over his head. If he stays on his line, Carlos Alberto pushes it forward, picks his spot, and fires it past him. Not many players, though, have the confidence to do that.
All right, Carlos will start from the 35-yard line. He can do anything he wants within 5 seconds. There's a clock. You only get 5 seconds to shoot. The goalie can come out, can stay on the line, anything he wants. Not like a penalty kick. There is the clock, and watch it. He must shoot before it goes to 0. 5 attempts for each team. Whistling, booing, hooting, and hollering from the home crowd here.
Most of the booing in this instance, of course, is for the linesman who disallowed that apparently good Washington goal with a few minutes to go in regular time.
And now we got a problem with the clock. It was at 5. Now it's down to 0. Now it's back to 5. Shall we give it a shot, Carlos?
I think you'll see Carlos do the same thing that we've just been describing. I think he will flick the ball up in the air, and this will give Bill Irwin then has to decide whether to come out or stay put.
Okay, well, keeping it on the ground so far. Still on the ground. The shot, he missed it. He missed it. A good opportunity, and he missed it on the right.
Maybe he should have done what I thought, because I've never seen him miss doing the other one.
Nope. There it is. There's your scoreboard. Zip for New York. Washington with their first attempt, and it'll be fullback Tommy O'Hara taking that.
And statistically, I think, Jim, the number of these shots that are scored upon is something like 1 in 3. So don't expect to see every shot go in by any means.
Washington has not won a shootout so far this year. They sure like to win this one. Here comes Tommy O'Hara. Birkenmeyer's out. And the goalie saved it. Beautiful save. A bold save. Clock goes back to 5. The score 0-0 in the shootout. 1-1 in the game.
Birkenmeyer looking a little bit stiff there. But again, a save by the goalkeeper, yes, but misplayed by O'Hara, really. He simply ran the ball too far, almost into the goalkeeper's arms.
Is that clock upside down? Yeah, let's take a look. Okay, now here we have Romero. Julio Cesar Romero. You like Little Caesar for a nickname?
I prefer Julio Cesar.
Whatever you want.
There's some complaint from Bill Irwin about what's going on behind the goal down there. He doesn't...
yeah, he's having some words with the official.
He's trying to get the official to move people from behind the goal, I think.
Well, there is a chalk line behind which photographers and other extraneous people must stay.
And in front of which everybody is at the moment, I think.
Yeah. Well, there's some feet over it. All right, here comes Romero.
Romero trying Carlos Alberto's trick.
The teenager from Paraguay.
Nice.
And he missed. He missed on the left side.
Well, I think he was too late anyway. The problem was that he was trying to bounce the ball, and you'll notice that, in fact, it didn't bounce. It stayed down.
Vern, do you have any idea if you can hear me what Irwin is shouting about?
Jim, I'm on the Cosmos bench. I'm going to go down to the end zone. We do have a microphone down there. I'll see if I can find out.
Okay. The complaint we understand is that the Cosmos goalkeeper coach, Miguel de Lima, is behind the goal. Here comes Sonny Askew for Washington. And he missed. Very unusual to see this many misses in a row. Birkenmeyer's strategy so far is just to come out and fight him for the ball.
Exactly. He's just coming out and pressuring them to the point where they feel they must shoot. And And in fact, at that point, of course, he's right on top of them, and they're shooting straight at him.
Now we have a defender coming out to take this shot, Andranik Eskandarian. Nothing for either team. So, yeah, the clock's upside down. Sorry about that. And another save by Irwin.
Another case where the shot is made straight. I mean, I find it difficult to classify that as a save because the shot is made straight at the goalkeeper, and he's sliding. The ball hits his foot.
I don't want to point any fingers, but that's not our clock you're looking at. That's upside down. There's another look.
Well, we see Irwin. This is sort of Irwin's view as he comes out, and there's the shot straight at him.
And now listen to the crowd as Mark Antonio prepares to take the shot. No score for either team so far. 5 men to shoot all together. Here comes Carmine Mark Antonio. And it hit the post.
Well, you can't get any closer than that. This time he did have Birkenmeyer beat. He hit the post, and sometimes shots that hit the post go in. This one came straight out again. So we're still without a score in the shootout.
And here comes Mark Liberich, number 14. All right, Byrne, what?
Jim, Miguel de Lima, you had the correct information. They just kicked him out from behind the goal. He was coaching Birkenmeyer, and Bill Irwin was justifiably upset.
Okay, again, the clock will be upside down, but you get the general idea. This is the 4th round of 5 rounds. Here comes Mark Liberich, and he misses on the right. Well, I'll tell you, the excitement here and the roaring of this crowd is such, I think it really, perhaps, has gotten to the players.
It may have done. Of course, tiredness, too, has a lot to do with this. Limbs are very heavy, and I think this is a rather slow-playing surface.
Now listen to the roar, because the man of the day, as far as the Washington fans are concerned, is about to take his shot, Alan Green.
And Alan Green,
frustrated time and again, had a goal taken away from him, had Jeff Durgan all over his back, and now he can put his team ahead in the shootout.
And he is the sort of player who is quick enough, I think, to get close enough to the goalkeeper, but still keep the ball away from him and take his shot.
If Washington is to win the day, he will be an appropriate man to do it. Here comes Alan Green. Out comes the goalkeeper. Here comes the shot. He has to do it, and he misses.